Hello and welcome to ACS Golf in this week's review. I'm looking at this, the Callaway Epic Flash fairway wood from 2019. Main reason I'm looking at this is personally for me, thinking about changing my fairway woods in the bag, and also to show you guys you don't have to go brand new when it comes down to buying fairway woods. The technology over the years hasn't really progressed that much because they can't. They've hit regulations, they can't improve it. Don't get me wrong, they do tinker here and there to get maybe a slight improvement, but your average golfer isn't really going to notice that. The only difference is one might be battered because it's a bit older, and obviously the brand new one's going to be looking brand spanking new, but will probably end up getting battered quite quickly. And it just shows, tour pros, they find a fairway wood they like, they tend to keep it, they don't tend to upgrade. For me, when it comes down to fairway woods, each point, same as drivers, you hit the sort of points for each sort of brand where they haven't really had a huge improvement since. For me, tailor-made, you could say it's the M2 range, possibly the Sim if you're looking, sort of a bit more recently. When it comes down to Callaway, it's when they brought in that jailbreak technology. And I would say maybe the Great Big Bertha Epic, but maybe I think more likely the Rogue for fairway woods anyways, when they sort of hit that pinnacle. And then obviously Titleist, you've got the TS range, now TSI and TSR. I was watching Peter Finch the other day, who's a PJ professional. I'm sure a lot of you guys have watched him, and he was doing a bag for someone. He put the TS model in for the fairway wood, and he said really hasn't changed over the years. You don't need to be going out and buying a brand new one. So there you go. So there is the reason why I picked this up, to give it a go, not just for myself, but also for you guys on the channel as well. I did pick up the 7 wood actually, which is quite interesting. If you've never tried a 7 wood, do. They're great, especially if you need help getting that ball in the air. They can be quite a cheap stick for people. So do have a look out for 7 woods, but do be aware you do have to pay a premium for them. Okay, now before we get to have a close look at this club, as always, close look at the club, then we come back here technology, then we get down the range, throw some figures at you, and then we come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. Do remember to subscribe to the channel, guys. New videos come out every Sunday, UK time, in the morning. I know in the US it actually comes out Saturday evening, depending on where you are in the US. But those are sort of old, good deal clubs every Sunday, and then every now and again I have new equipment that I review as well. Just released one for the Cobra Black Speed there, so do check the channel out for that. So remember to subscribe, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of the great videos that are coming up, and we do have some good ones. Okay, so there we go, a little bit of admin done. Now let's have a closer look at this club. So there you go, a closer look at the club. And to be honest, I gave this a rating in the ACS Golf Scale later on for looks. And I have to say, with it in my hand at the moment and sort of looking over a little bit more, it's actually massively improved actually. It just looks a very smart club, which you would expect from Callaway, to be honest, being a big brand. They've always done some great things over the years. I do quite like they've got the Epic there. Not sure about this band, I have to admit, but the rest of it, yeah, really, really nice. Okay, so let's get into technology that's in this club. So first things first, this is the first time they brought in the new flash face technology, which I believe is still in their clubs. So new flash face technology for unprecedented ball speed. The Callaway engineers applied learning from artificial intelligence. So, everything about Callaway now talks about AI. I mean, the new putter range is AI, the new driver range is AI. It's something that really do push. And I've actually got my hands on one of the putters as well, the AI putters, and that review will be coming out soon. So again, remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. And that, because it's brand new, will be coming out on a Friday, so 12 a.m. UK time. So no, back to this. So Callaway engineers applied learnings from artificial intelligence to create a new fairway wood design that promotes increased ball speed for longer distance. Can't complain about that. Forged Carpenter steel face cut for faster speeds. So forged 455 Carpenter steel construction combines with the face cut technology to deliver fast ball speeds across the face to distance on center and off centered hits. Great, can't complain about that. Jailbreak technology for faster ball speed. So Callaway for years were going on about their jailbreak technology and about how it's the best thing since sliced bread. You know, they're saying it's amazing and all this sort of stuff. And to be honest, I definitely think when they brought this in, their drivers etc. did jump up quite a bit. And I think that was the last time they really did jump up. You could say maybe the paradigm with the whole carbon face this last year, but again, not a huge difference to be honest. But with that was quite a jump up in technology, but they've now removed it, which is quite interesting. You know, when you get a brand that goes, this thing's the best thing in the world, this is going to change the face of golf, and then 5 years down the line they go, actually we found something better. So a bit weird there, but anyway, I've always been a fan of jailbreak. I personally think it was a really good bit of technology that they were using. So jailbreak tech incorporates 2 internal bars. So there you go, you got the 2 bars there that go up to the top. Stiffen the body, placing more impact load on the face for faster ball speed. So the idea of that forgiveness, so you don't get too much, well, off-centered flex basically. Just holds the construction a little bit tighter. And then they have a new OptiFit hosel. So there you go. So entirely new hosel system that's shorter and lighter, that saved weight, so it can be repositioned, the CG for easier launch high, and for long carrying flight. So basically there you go, the idea that, you know, they put the hosel in there, made the hosel lighter so they can move the weight around the head. And as always as well, you have carbon fiber there as well, which does allow it to, you know, again, to save weight and move it back. And then with this, which is the normal range, you have that there, weight at the back to help save weight, to move the weight at the back to help with high launch and to help with MOI. So there you go. Overall, lots of technology in there, which you would expect from Callaway. And yeah, now let's get down to the range and I'll throw some figures at you about how this club performed. Okay, see you back in a bit. So here I am down the range. Just before I get into the figures, actually, I just want to discuss the fact that this club actually had a strong wood, so strong 3 wood, all the way up to a 9 wood. So you get this in a loft 13.5 degrees, all the way up to 25 degrees. So I had a massive range for, well, any type of person who was looking for a fairway wood, so which is quite good. And also, just to mention the hosel as well, you know, with all Callaways, it's the standard one, well, modern Callaways anyway, you know, you could increase the loft by 2 degrees and then reduce it by 1 degree. So this 21 degrees 7 wood could have been up to 23 degrees and down to 20 degrees. And you can also change the light to close that face to get it as a more of a draw setting. Now, let's get into those numbers. So for me, with a 7 wood, I'm expecting it to be above around 210 yards. So on average, I had a carry of 192 yards, total distance of 216 yards, ball speed 136 miles per hour, launch angle 11 and height 61. Overall, really impressed with this. You know, longest on the day I had was 194 yards carry, total distance 223 yards, and a ball speed of 139 miles per hour, which for a 7 wood, to be honest, was massive. So generally really happy with the performance, felt really nice as well, and also the forgiveness I thought was on point as well. Overall, a great club. So there you go, and some really impressive numbers from this Callaway, which, to be fair, I'd expect. You know, Callaway is a big brand. They've been making some really good fairway woods over the years, so I would expect to have some good distance with this. You know, and that's exactly what I got. I mean, to hit a 7 wood, to get a total distance of 221 yards, another one 223 yards, sorry, you know, 139 miles per hour ball speed. That is good. That's really good for a 7 wood. You know, on average, 216 yards. So it was, you know, those 2 I really went for, and the other ones, you know, were sort of more where I'd expect a 7 wood to be. A little bit above it, to be fair, but where I'd expect it to be. You know, my hybrid probably, on average, if I really go for it, around 210. So there you go, a little bit more than my hybrid, which is what I'd expect. But let's get into the ACS golf scale. So remember, we've got 5 categories. We've got distance, feel, looks, price, and forgiveness. 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. I've never done a 1. I've mentioned before in another video, hopefully I never do. Because I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. Maybe price, you might get a 1 on a price for something, collectibles item or something like that. But, you know, hopefully I never get 1 for like feel or something, or distance, because that'd be horrendous. But anyway, so Callaway Epic Flash. I've given this, which is the standard model, so this isn't the Sub-Zero model which you could get, which had a weight there at the front to move that weight forward for lower spin. I give this a 4 out of 5. Really impressed with the distance of this, especially the fact it's a 7-wood. To get those ones that I mentioned, up to 223 total yards, to get the ball speed just under 140 miles an hour, so 139 miles per hour being the quickest, and on average 136 miles per hour. I think it's really good, really impressive distance. To be fair, I think 4 out of 5 is spot on for it. I don't think 4.5 or 5, because I think if you're looking at 4.5 and 5, you're looking at a low spin beast where you're really going to be getting that distance out there. But overall, very, very impressed with it. Feel, I'm getting it 3.5 out of 5. To be fair, feel, it does feel nice. This, flash face there, it does feel nice. It feels powerful. It feels relatively, I don't want to say soft, because soft's the wrong word, kind of powerful. Well, you sort of could have powerful and soft, but it does feel responsive. It feels very nice off the face. Not the nicest I've ever felt, don't get me wrong. Mizuno for me, when it comes down to latest fairways anyway, feel a little bit nicer. But overall, 3.5 out of 5. Did relatively know where my misses were as well, but nothing too shocking. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Generally a really nice feeling fairway. Now moving on to looks. So I did comment in the earlier section about looks, saying that I wasn't too sure about the looks, and I had originally given it a 3, but I've actually upped it to a 4. So I've given it a 4 out of 5, because the more I look at it, the more I actually fall in love with the look of it. I like that green, I like the yellow, I like the bottom there, I like the top. You got the Callaway mark there, you can see. And you've got, the green around the back. You can see a little bit of the carbon fiber. You've got the Epic name there. I do like the look. So 4 out of 5. The reason I haven't given it more is, number one, I'm not a fan of shiny heads, especially in the sun. I do think they reflect a little bit too much and can be quite off-putting. And number two, I just don't know why they put that line there. No. No, but head shape as well, very nice sort of traditional head shape. Even though this is their most forgiving model, it's not like really elongated and massive sort of thing. It is a really nice head shape. Price, well, let's get into forgiveness first. Forgiveness 4 out of 5. What can I say? Really forgiving club, as all the reviews are. I mean, the worst I did, which wasn't a great hit, was right up the top. To be fair, I still got, a total distance of 207. Ball speed was still 131 miles per hour, so not a huge drop from that average, to be fair. So relatively very happy with the performance of this club, to be honest. So 4 out of 5. Don't get me wrong, it's not a pig, but when it comes down to general forgiveness for your average golfer, you can't go wrong with a Callaway, especially the sort of normal bits like this. So there you go, very happy with that. Now, price. So I've been a bit arming and ahhing about the price, and I did say potentially at the beginning of this video it could be a great deal, and I've seen these go on eBay, for £69, that's around $86. Seen another one for £77, which is a 3-wood, which again is about $97, which is a great deal. But overall, I think I'm giving it 3 out of 5, and I'll explain why in a second. Don't get me wrong, 3 out of 5 is very good, but it's sort of closer to the price I'd expect something like this to be, from 2019. So even though it's a little bit cheaper, maybe it's pretty much there, because then I've seen others which have gone for £100, so $128. Another one £95, $120, so a little bit higher up. And then you look in the secondhand stores, and starting in Golf Bidder over here, which is a big secondhand store in the UK, you're looking at £108 starting off, which is about $135. Now, again, I think that's a great price for this. You can't go wrong. If it's in good condition, you cannot go wrong. It's a great club. But then you look at the same sort of clubs around the same price, and you go, well, hold on, pick up an M5 TaylorMade, pick up a TaylorMade M3 for the same price, roughly. Speed Zone from 2020, for Cobra LTDX, for crying out loud. TaylorMade Sim D as well, I saw there, sort of TS3 as well, around the same bracket. So for me, that's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, because it is very much just maybe a little bit less than it should be. So that's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 and not better. I think you can't go wrong with it, and overall I think it's a great club. So there you go. There is the ACS Golf Scale and my overall thoughts about this Epic Flash. I think it's fantastic. I think it will perform just as well for your average golfer as the modern day stuff out there, especially from testing that I've done. Really impressed with the ball speed, really impressed with the distance as well for a 7-wood, especially when I really went for it, and obviously impressed with the forgiveness as well. So overall, a great deal if you can get this in the second-hand market, but do be aware there are other options out there if you want to specifically play TaylorMade, etc. So there you go. There's a review of the Callaway Epic Flash. Okay, guys, remember, if you enjoyed this video, do hit it a like. Also, do comment down below, have you played Callaway fairways? If you do, which fairway do you play? How are you getting on with it? Do let me know in the comments below. And also, as mentioned before, do remember to subscribe to the channel for weekly ACS golf reviews and a few more videos thrown in there just for a bit of fun. All right, guys, I'll catch you soon for the next ACS golf video. Enjoy your golfing week. All right, see you soon. Bye bye.